It's a pleasure to be with you. It's a pleasure supporting you. It's a pleasure to helping you to recognize what holds you back from success. I run an Instagram account with over 1 million followers. Students from all over the world coming to learn. And they comment, as well as my students, what they're taking from me, from my videos, from my classes, as something that is helping them to thrive. Watch the rest of the video because there's so much knowledge that my students are taking and sharing with you through me that you're going to find in the recording that I've done for you. Success stories, what holds people back, how to succeed. It's all here. It's long, but it's so much value. I don't think you'll ever see something like this done before. Enjoy it. I have so much honor for my students who are succeeding, and I have so much luck. Why? Because I stand behind their successes, whether it's IELTS speaking, whether it's job preparation, whether it's traveling abroad engagements, because I have various students who have different needs. For example, take Irina from Bulgaria. She's the one that had to go to Germany and Arab Emirates. She was the one that was frightened to death. She goes, Anatoly, what am I going to do talking to all of these business owners and all of the people that are coming for this convention? How am I going to communicate to these people? Well, it's not about English knowledge. It's about getting her mindset in order, getting her to see herself in a positive way, finding her strengths, looking for some successes she had, and putting it in such a way where she sees herself this way. It's same thing that happened to Arthur. I have a student in Qatar Insurance, the head of sales, the head of strategy and growth for Qatar Insurance. Same story. He has to hold meetings for 100-something staff. And what's happening? We are going together, being trained. He's being trained by me. And together, we are finding his resourceful state. See, English learning is a long thing. And Cambridge, for example, Cambridge website says it takes 200 hours to take you or a student to the next level. It might be so. I found that it's about 40 to 60 hours in with me. When I train my students, that's about how long it takes for them to succeed. For example, Jack, he was preparing for IELTS because he needed to go to Canada. Jack was preparing for IELTS speaking. And within 6 hours' time of us working together, he got himself a 6.5 score. 6.5 within 6 hours. So long time for people, because some people can't get a 0.5 in a long time of learning. Why so? They're afraid, they're doubtful. Sometimes there isn't enough technical knowledge. See, technical knowledge, though, can be found anywhere. On the internet, there's plenty of it. But the thing is, when you come there, when you come to the job interview, when you have to face a conference, when you have to hold a meeting, or when you are speaking for the IELTS test, it's all about putting yourself together where you can see yourself as a success. A lot of teachers are focusing on the technical side of the language, but they forget the psychological side. And the psychological side sometimes is the most important one. Take you, for example. When it comes to English, what do you think about your performance when you have to talk to people? How do you feel? Some people feel frightened. Some people feel nervous. Some people feel doubtful. And these are all feelings that don't have anything to do with English knowledge. They have to do with the internal processes of the mind. And English coaches that are training people through coaching is something that is on the rise these years. It's a hot thing. Not a lot of teachers can do this. I have done this from the 2016 because I'm a student of psychology and I've put two things together. And so I've been doing this for close to 20,000 classes. Well, now I found there are only 3 books in the world about the thing that I do. Why? It's just something that has been born. It's okay, I've been doing this for nearly 8 years. For some people, it's just being born, and some people will find the value in it. Why? Because the psychological element is sometimes about 80–90% of success factor. Why? Because you have a lot of knowledge. You can rely on this. You've had it be input in you for so long. And you're capable of success. You're capable of succeeding. You can do this. Take Jenny, for example, my student Jenny. She applied for a pharmaceutical company as a manager, and she asked me, Anatoly, she's from Shanghai, she asked me, can you prepare me for a job interview? And I said, yes, with pleasure. Last a year and a half ago, August. And what happened? We've gotten her a job being 30 years old as a manager in a pharmaceutical company of $40 billion. We prepared her through the first round, through the second round, through the third round, getting her the job. And not only that, she had asked me then to prepare her to communicate with the vice president of the company. No problem. Coaching her, how she should communicate, what she should say, what questions she should ask, how she should reply, and the mindset. Well, the reply was to Jenny's manager, hey, thank you for hiring such a bright individual. Why? Why am I so successful, and why can I prepare students to succeed so much? Because I have my students that are vice presidents, that are business owners, that are HR directors, that are sales directors of departments, top lawyers. And so I have the chance to ask them questions. I have the chance to talk to them. I'm privileged and fortunate and blessed to meet you and to learn from you. And what's more, to pass your knowledge, well, success, I would say, that you have to other people. The sad story is at work there are 60 people. That's what I was told by a HR director from China. 60% of workforce, they don't want to do much. 30% are reliable workers and only 10% are superstars. What are you? And so whenever you choose to grow, there is information, there is knowledge, there are success keys that stand behind 30% and the 10%. Me, for example, like I said to you before, I've succeeded in the past. I am a success myself. For example, in the past years, 2018, I became the best teacher of the year out of 4,000 teachers. I set myself a goal, and within a year and a half, I've got myself to succeed. Not only that, I was the best teacher of every month for 54 months consecutively. I wasn't the best, but I was in the best 5 to 10% every single month, month in, month out. Set myself a goal. I strive for high standards, and the results of my students say that. I became the best teacher, the 1% of the best teachers in Italki in 2022. In 9 months. Why? Because continuously delivering value for students, and they're feeling that they're experiencing changes, and it's really helping them to take their English learning experience into action. Because you see, the challenge is we spend a lot of time inputting the knowledge, like inside all the time. And sometimes it's just simply not enough, because we will always feel the lack of knowledge in one way or another. We will always feel that there is something else we're looking for. Do you feel that? After 10 years, do you still have the same story? Wanting to know more, feeling that you need to acquire, seeing yourself unable to communicate? Yeah, I know how you feel. That's what I do with my students. And I continuously do so. Why? Because, well, my goal is to provide value. My karma is clean. I always give the best. And so I don't doubt of myself from what I'm giving to my students. It's always the top performance, because I have your goals first. You are important. Another student of mine, let's take Roy, for example. Roy, he needed to prepare because he works in a luxury fitting company, the German company, but he's from China. Very important boss. Sales director. And he said to me, Anatoly, I need you to prepare me to communicate with my boss that is coming from Germany, because we have some issues with our sales and with our stats. And I'd like to communicate my value to him. Well, we worked for about 2 months together, and Roy succeeded happily. Because he understood that he is capable of doing whatever he wanted to do without the need of learning for years. It's not about learning for years, right? It's about putting yourself together, seeing yourself as a success, and going out there. For example, if you have somebody to support you, lucky you, because it's a cheerleader, it's a buddy, it's a strong support structure. I've called myself your assistant, my student's assistant, for many years. Now I call myself a mentor. Why? Because I can mentor people to succeed, because I have succeeded in the past and I know how to walk the walk, right? I can tell you stories after stories after stories, and there are many of them. For example, we can take this lady, Jane. Jane, she's a corporate lawyer. She wanted to get a job in an American company, and in United Emirates, Dubai, somewhere east. And we've gotten her to succeed in the first round. She's gotten the job right out of the gate, but she chose not to proceed with them. And so she said, can you prepare me for another one, which was the American vehicle company, electric vehicles. And we just went over a variety of various questions. For example, the STAR method, and tell me about yourself, tell me about your strengths and weaknesses, why are you a suitable candidate for the job, these kind of questions. She was so meticulous and she was so detailed. And it was so much coaching into her really seeing herself as the value proposer. Because you see, when I see my students, oftentimes they don't see themselves being valuable. Well, they do, but they don't really understand that. And since they don't see themselves being valuable, their English shows. The performance is in such a way where they go, I just don't see myself, right? I don't see myself succeeding when it comes to English. But then in their lives, for example, she worked for Ford, and she was like the best employee out of like 600 people or something like this. And she'd gotten the reward, and it was on paper. And through me coaching her, asking her questions, having her see herself a certain way, because I take my students through this journey, the emotional journey, where they go, let me think. Oh, wow. I'm this, that's true. And then they go over their successes in the past, and then they really sync with what they have succeeded at, and they start to emerge, right? These ideas, these successes start to come forth, and it's my goal to find it. And that's why it's not an English teaching anymore, right? It's to do with coaching, it's to do with psychology, it's to do with different layers that aren't found in English classes. That's why, right? Some of my students, they said, hey, Anatoly, your classes are the most expensive one in the system. And I go, of course, because we can get you to succeed twice as faster, so they become twice as cheaper, because we are focusing on other aspects of your successes. And I can show you my students' successes, for example, in on my Italki's page, for example, right? You can see my students' successes, and you can see what they're saying, right? Student after student after student after student, succeeding, succeeding, succeeding. And I always ask my students to send me their genuine feedback, because oftentimes I would like to show you, right, the potential student that is now watching. Hi, I'm so glad you came to my page, and I'm so glad that you're watching this video, right? I'm talking to you. Yes, you are this one. You are the one that I'm talking to. Not some random person, but you in particular. That's right. We have the connection. And I'm thankful that you're still listening. You're still, right, maybe improving your listening skills. I'm so glad that you came around, and I'm glad that you're picking some ideas from the video, right, for you. Because the things that I discuss aren't regular among global teachers. And I can tell this because I'm coming to about 20,000 success activation coaching classes. 20,000. Close. Actually, I've applied for Guinness World Record winner, and they sent to me that my title isn't suitable. But yeah, why? Because of such a huge experience. I've gotten the Oscar, by the way, from a Chinese company, Likosho or Meten. It's in Shenzhen, and it's an Oscar, like golden, like eagle or something. Whatever, it looks like an eagle, but I think it's just in the shape of an Oscar. Pretty cool. And it's a privilege, you know. My family knows you, right? Every time, because I'm working in my office, and then downstairs it's where we live. I rent the office just to be with you, because I want the place to be quiet. I don't want any disturbing noise, right? I have this background scene which is soothing and relaxing for you, right? I want to make sure that the quality of the microphone is top notch, the quality of the video, my appearance as well, because the bar is high, and I want in short time, as much time as we can, help you to succeed. I don't like to waste time. I don't like to waste my time, right? And my kids, right? They know. They've seen the pictures of my students. They go, oh, interesting. Wow, a lady from China, a guy from Russia, a lady from Bulgaria, another guy from Russia, a guy from China, right? Another guy from China, a lady from China. All these people, right? All these people are succeeding together with me. Why? Because I care about your successes, and I want to make sure that I can help you to succeed as well. And I will do it. Just take some time and discovering some questions, some clarity to help you to achieve your results fast. I had a student doing IELTS. She did an IELTS test, and she'd gotten 5.5, and she said, Anatoly, I've just gotten 5.5. Can you help me? Sure. In 12 hours, she'd gotten 6.5. She goes, Anatoly, she sent a message to me over WeChat. She goes, Anatoly, I don't believe this. I do not believe. 12 hours. The 1.0 above in 12 hours. I mean, this is, for me, I was like, this is incredible. I'm so lucky to have you. And I am so thankful to myself for being here, because 20,000 classes, it's not a small number. I'll continuously do the best at supporting you, as I have done. You can count on my support. I'm inviting you to check my availability, to check when I'm available, and book my classes so that we can have a mutual cooperation achieving your goals together. All right? Here to support you, and see you soon. Bye for now.